everyone. It's Nicole from HBCU 20x20, and we're extremely excited about today's conversation. Why? Because our partners at Amgen are here to not only talk about what's possible, but you get to see what's possible through our partnerships over the year. With this being said, we'd love to just hand it over to Amanda, our new project lead for the HBCU 20x20 and Amgen partnership.
Thank you so much, Nicole. I'm going to bring up my slides. Awesome. All right. So hello, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Amanda Keys, and I have the honor of leading the 2024 Amgen Operations HBCU 20x20 Biotech Fellowship Program. Today, I want to share a little about Amgen, our commitment to diversity, inclusion, and belonging, and how our partnership with HBCU 20x20 is helping us realize this commitment. You'll also have an opportunity to hear from our DIMB Scout and a few past fellows to hear about their experience with the fellowship and how they've joined Amgen in full-time roles. So let's get started. So I'll start with a little about Amgen. We're one of the world's leading biotechnology companies, and we're a values-based company, deeply rooted in science and innovation to transform new ideas and discoveries into medicine for patients with serious illnesses. We were founded in 1980 in the early days of the industry with, at the time, a staff of just a handful of people. We got our start in Thousand Oaks, California, and that location still remains our headquarters today. Today, we have more than 25,000 staff operating in around 100 countries globally, and that global reach allows us to serve almost 10 million patients annually with our medicines. In 2022 alone, our total revenue reached about $26.3 billion. Our mission is to serve patients. Our aspiration is to be the world's best human therapeutics company. We focus on areas of high unmet medical need, and we leverage our expertise to strive for solutions that improve health outcomes and dramatically improve people's lives. I also like to share a little of our overall strategy as a company. At the heart of our strategy are our innovative medicines that make a significant difference for patients around the world suffering from serious diseases. The following things really help and guide our strategy and focus to 2030. We look at internal innovation, external innovation, branded biosimilars, global impact, manufacturing excellence, continuous improvement, and return of capital. We also focus on therapeutic areas such as oncology, inflammation, general medicine, and newly acquired rare disease. Most importantly, our differences lead to better science. Diversity really matters at Amgen. We believe that our differences help us to be more innovative and lead to better business outcomes, enabling us to better serve our patients. Our global presence is strengthened by having a diverse workforce and creating a work environment where staff feel valued, that they're able to be their authentic selves, thrive, belong, and contribute to their full potential. We're committed to promoting and maintaining an inclusive, high-performing culture where team members embrace and leverage each other's talents and backgrounds. Our commitment to diversity is articulated in our values and reflected throughout our organization. As part of our ESG, environmental social governance framework, we look at healthy people, healthy society, healthy planet, and healthy Amgen. So DIMB is very important both internally and externally. Currently, we have 12 global employee resource groups, all with executive sponsorship from our CEO staff, and organized around the primary focus of advancing DIMB within Amgen. Our employee resource groups promote, support, and illustrate the impact that a diverse workforce has on our business. For our Amgen Operations HBCU 20x20 Biotech Fellowship, we partner with our Amgen Black Employee Network, also known as ABEN, to partner each fellow with an ambassador. So how does diversity and inclusion show up across our business? We believe that health is truly equitable when everyone, everywhere, has the opportunity to be as healthy as possible. By working to ensure that all backgrounds have greater access to available treatment and the ability to participate in clinical studies, we really can help everyone live a healthier and longer life. So with our focus on diversity and representation in clinical studies, we are able to improve health literacy, strengthen community and support systems to help increase access to inclusive healthcare, and also expand access to clinical studies. We also partner with different organizations to advance health equity through our Amgen Foundation as a key channel for our corporate philanthropy. We work with a lot of partners to provide best-in-class science education programs free of cost to teachers and students. In 2023, our work reached 25 million students and educators worldwide. And more importantly, our goal is to be an industry leader with a diverse workforce. As part of our effort to achieve this aspiration, we provide inclusive training to our managers and recruiters to enable us to attract and retain our top talent. In 2023, more than 95% of our leaders committed to an inclusive leadership action plan. Now I'm going to turn it over to our DIMB Scout, Carissa, to talk about how the fellowship program partnership with HBCU 20x20 aligns with our commitment at Amgen to diversity, inclusion, and belonging.
Thank you, Amanda. Feel free to take it away. So hello, my name is Carissa Sims. I'm located in Los Angeles, California, right near our headquarters in Thousand Oaks, as Amanda previously mentioned. Who am I? Yes, I'm the Diversity, Inclusion, Belonging Talent Scout supporting our operations function here at Amgen, but I'm also your built-in Amgen advocate. Did I just come up with that slogan? Yes, I did, but it's because I feel like it's more encompassing of what my role is here at Amgen and how I support fellows and future fellows coming into our fellowship program here at Amgen. So what does that include? Who am I? What do I offer? You'll have an opportunity to hear a little bit more about what the experience was like for previous fellows that have worked with me, but I offer industry and professional development opportunities to future fellows and also just early career professionals. I want to hear from you. I want to support you. I want to understand your future career goals and aspirations. And that's essentially my role here at Amgen, is to really actualize those and to make sure that you have the tools and resources necessary to really succeed and explore careers here at Amgen. Again, that Amgen career support. So what are those internal insights? What are those skills and experience requirements for this role that you're, potentially thinking about applying to? I can gather some of those insights for you as you're exploring those roles here at Amgen or those internships here at Amgen. And I also support the mentor ambassador and fellow relationship. So when you're a fellow here at Amgen, we pair you with mentors, ambassadors, and again, your built-in Amgen advocate, who is myself. So essentially, I just make sure that you're set up for absolute success, that you have all of the tools and resources and all the information to really actualize a potential opportunity here at Amgen. As you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, connect with me. I want to hear from you. I want to see your face. So feel free to scan that QR code. Let's connect on LinkedIn. Feel free to send me a ping. I always love to hear from HBCU students and prospective fellows. We can move on to the next. Oh, sorry. Last thing. If you didn't take a screenshot of my email, you can also connect with me via email. Would love to hear from you there as well. Thanks, Amanda. Awesome. So what can happen now? If you're not a fellow yet, or you're interested in being a fellow in the future, how can you stay connected with Amgen and opportunities? I highly recommend joining our talent community. Why? In other words, who's all going to be there? What that will be like. So be one of the first to see recently posted Amgen career opportunities. So I am the person that, will be sharing all of this messaging. So you'll have my contact information. You'll be able to see first first and foremost opportunities that are posted at Amgen, but also learn a little bit more about what are the vibes like at Amgen? What is the culture like? How do I connect with leaders? How can I be more prepared for my interviews? I share a lot of that information by way of our talent community as well. And then also shine in front of the hiring managers and recruiters. You know, the ways that we have leveraged our Amgen talent community is making sure that we're referencing this talent community for future opportunities at Amgen. So what are you waiting for? Feel free to scan that QR code and join our Amgen talent community. And I will turn over to introducing our previous HBCU 20x20 Biotech Fellows and now alums and Amgen staff. Woohoo! Virtual claps. I'm so honored and privileged to introduce to you today Peter Musenge and Nsikakabasi Ekong, both of which were HBCU 20x20 Fellows last 2023, last year, and are now current or future going to be sitting in role this summer Amgen staff. So, you know, we were able to use the resources within the fellowship program to land them roles here at Amgen, really leveraging our cross-team collaboration and really getting them connected with folks to land their roles here at Amgen. So during today's conversation, we'll be learning more about what Peter's experience has been like thus far on the operations transition data science team, and also learn a little bit more about Nsikakabasi and all that he's learned leading up to when he will be starting with our early career rotational program, our ETRP Fuel full-time role in our new Amgen North Carolina site. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce Peter and Nsikakabasi.
Awesome. And I'm going to stop sharing so we can see one another.
Wonderful. So let's start with, we will be hosting a panel just to learn a little bit more about their experiences as fellows. So Nicole, I know that you were potentially going to do a very brief introduction, but you can definitely let me know if you'd like me to take the reins with that. I know your voice. Yes.
Of course, please.
Okay. I wasn't sure where your voice was at. I wanted to be respectful of that. Wonderful.
Being weird again.
Okay. So we're just going to kick off with some questions for Nsikakabasi and Peter to learn more about what their experience was like in our Amgen HBCU fellowship program. So Amanda, do you mind asking the first question for Peter and Nsikakabasi?
Absolutely. So I will start with you, Nsikakabasi. I would love to know, you know, for those that are watching that may be interested or have applied for the fellowship program for the future, what is one piece of advice that you would give to a future Amgen HBCU 20x20 Biotech Fellow?
I'm just going to introduce myself first. My name is Nsikakabasi Ekong. I also go by Faith. I'm a graduating senior biology major, chemistry, and Russian double minor at Howard University. And to answer your question, one piece of advice I'll give to future fellows would be just be ready to work. I remember we had one session we had with Mr. Nkemugbeji. It was like you have to put in the work. You have to be, you know, in it to succeed. And that's just my advice for you. Just come in here wanting to succeed and you'll succeed.
Absolutely. I can definitely agree. There is work to be done. So thank you for sharing that. And Peter, I'll allow you to introduce yourself as well and answer that question for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for having me. So yeah, my name is Peter Musenge. I graduated from St. Augustine's University in Raleigh, North Carolina last year in 2023 with degrees in engineering, mathematics, and biology. And of course, I love technology and I love biology, and that's the reason why I love Amgen. And just to answer the question, yeah, what would be my advice? I would say be deliberate and intentional in the way you approach, you know, fellowship and networking. I remember when I joined the fellowship, I think one of the last workshops that we had was all about networking, and we had different people from Amgen. And I think the take-home message was, you know, being proactive in whatever you do, reaching out to people. There's so many great people at Amgen that can help you. And of course, in the HBCU 20x20 program. And so you just have to reach out to people because that is what will land you the next opportunity that you need.
Absolutely. That is great advice. Thank you for sharing.
And I'm sure both of our fellow alums can contest to this, but I am the first to say your network is your net worth. So they're probably sick of me hearing that from me, but I truly, cannot echo that enough, that, networking while you're taking, part in this fellowship program is essential to future success. We only know what we know, and we only know what you share with us. So we're excited to learn more about your future career goals.
Absolutely. So Carissa, do you want to talk more about a little bit about the fellowship experience? I know Peter's talked about, and Nsikakabasi talked about one of the weekly webinars. So can we talk a little bit about what that would look like during the 12 weeks and maybe get feedback on which webinar series they enjoyed the most?
Yeah. So I'll just share a little bit more about our workshops that we host at Amgen. So each week we have workshops where you'll learn a little bit more about our teams at Amgen, what our leaders have to say about the work that they do, and learn more about how they got to where they were at. And also I offer resume workshops, networking workshops, and interviewing best practices workshops as well. So one of the questions that we had for the both of you today, Nsikakabasi and Peter, is what workshop did you feel resonated with you most? Or what workshop do you feel really set you up for success to land your role here at Amgen? So I'll leave that option if you're both smiling. So I'm like, which one was it? But I would love to hear from you.
Yeah, I can take it off. Well, it would be very difficult to choose one. I think I enjoyed all the workshops that we had. And of course, they were all insightful, right? For all the different reasons. There are some that were meant specifically to train you, and there were others that expose you to networking and different things. But if I was to choose maybe two, I'll go with two. I would say the Networking 101 workshop was great. I think that was really great. And I think one of the reasons was that we had a capstone project, and really all that tied back to networking, right? Because our capstone project was all about, how can we create best practices in networking and everything that we researched about networking. So that's something that still resonates with me, and I still remember to this day. And the other one, of course, I think was the Pathways to Amgen. I think that was, of course, a great way to learn about the opportunities that Amgen has and how to, get past the bridge. And all those opportunities, I think, culminated into learning, what Amgen does and the great people. And I think those were really amazing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Peter.
All right. So again, like Peter said, it's very difficult to choose from all the different workshops that we had. But if I'm supposed to choose, I think I'll just choose three. The first one was Networking 101. That's the best. That was the best workshop I had, hands down, because it really taught us to go out there, out of our comfort zones, and network. Because like as Carissa said, your network is your network. I wouldn't be where I am right now at Amgen if I hadn't leveraged my network. And so that was one of my favorite sessions. The next session we had was interviewing best practices. That was good as well. That was actually one of the sessions that prepared me, particularly for the interview I had at Amgen. And Pathways to Amgen as well was one of my favorites as well.
That is so great to hear from my perspective.
Mine too.
Selfishly, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you both. Amanda, would you like to take the next question?
Yes, and I may go a little rogue, so I'm so sorry. But I wanted to ask a little bit about like your typical day as a fellow. So I know that wasn't something we talked about before, but I thought that was a really great question, especially for those that may be watching that may be interested in pursuing an opportunity or may have applied in the past. So can we talk a little bit about like what a typical day as a fellow looks like, and can expound on what that may look like for others interested? So I don't know who wants to go first. Okay, Peter, I think.
Yeah, I will go right ahead. So I think two things stand out, right? Showing up early is very critical. We were doing an online sessions, and you might think, I'll show up when I need to, but I think just showing up on time, actually before time, just a few minutes early, and just get yourself ready. And given the fact that everything was virtually done, I think it's important for you to have your camera on. So most of our meetings were virtual, and so you have to show up on time, have your camera on, and participate, right? So I think those might sound mundane things to do, but I think those are critical. That allows you to engage with everybody and have a conversation. But what does the typical day look like? So yeah, you show up. There are lots of discussions and interactive sessions, and you learn different things based off of the topic for the day. And after that, you ask a few questions and get to interact with people. That's pretty much it until you get to the capstone project where you do something different.
Now, Peter, I think that was really great feedback. I know you both talked about the importance of networking, and I think being able to engage and being present is another key piece of being able to build those relationships and network. So thank you so much for identifying and sharing that. Nsikakabasi, anything that you'd add about your experience or what your typical day looked like?
So actually, I was my fellowship. I had an internship, so but this was the best part of the day. Looking forward to every single week. Looking forward to the fellowship. So I always want to come back home really early, get my laptop situated properly, and then I had my notes ready. And also I enjoyed because again, like Peter said, coming in early. Because we had great conversation starters by Carissa, great just to get the conversation going, and that was actually a nice way to calm down the day and get ready for the fellowship. So typically you just come in, you will talk. Again, we have presentations, usually was people coming in from the company, and after that will just be general questions, information shared, and that was pretty much it up until when we had one-on-one sessions with our team members.
Yes. What I heard is that this was the highlight of your day. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, it was. I was looking forward, always looking forward to it, because like I know whenever we joined the meeting, Nicole and to be asking questions like, "How was your day?" This or that. It was like really interesting. I just love to come in and see people's faces every single day.
No, that's amazing. Awesome to hear. Thank you for sharing that.
And we had interesting icebreakers at the beginning of every meeting too. So that was
definitely that's it. That's the icebreaker. Yeah, it was always fun.
Yeah, and Amanda, and I'm also going a little rogue here as well. I would love to hear from the both of you what your experience was like with your mentors and ambassadors and how that played into potentially your day in the life or like your experience overall.
That's a good question.
So I know my mentor, we met occasionally. But however, the person I met the most with was my ambassador, who we met every single week. It was because he's Nigerian as well, so like it was really funny, talking about anything and everything. He gave me life advice. He gave me work advice. He was just there for me. He sat down and went through the whole mock interview with me, step by step, and he helped me for my application. Helped me amend some things. So it was a great relationship I had with my mentor and my ambassador, especially my ambassador. Love him. But yeah.
Wonderful. Hopefully you're still in connection with your ambassador. That's fantastic. Peter.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will preface my answer by saying that I am currently working as a data scientist on the operations transformations and digital strategy team at Amgen. And I think it was imperative for me to be paired with a mentor who understands data science in general. And of course, to the deliberate way that the program does things, I was paired with Tony, who is a senior data science manager at Amgen. And I cannot say enough about this. I cannot praise these people enough for this right? Because we met quite often, and there was advice from, how do you kickstart your career in data science, and where do you see yourself, and how are you going to get there in the next 10 years? So those were conversations that were really helpful. Even now, I reached out back to him about last week, and we still continue that conversation. So great people to network with. and get advice from. So that was my mentor. And of course, my ambassador, Sarah, was also amazing, right? She would reach out to me and then ask me, what opportunities have you applied for? What do you see open out there? And she would send things to me. So really, these are remarkable people. I cannot praise them enough for all the great advice that they've given me. So yeah, it was a very, very insightful, productive, and healthy relationship.
That's amazing. This is just such a heartwarming conversation because it's just showing, the impact that it had on the both of you. And I have a question. I hope it's not super difficult for you to answer, but I do maybe want to close with this, Carissa.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I would love, and I can give you some time to think, but what was the deciding factor, since you both have joined Amgen or will be joining Amgen in full-time roles? What was the deciding factor for you to join Amgen? So I know you probably were competing with other organizations. So I'd love to know what made you decide to join us here. And I'll give you some time because that may be a little difficult.
All right, I could go. So right before the fellowship, I already had interned at Amgen summer of 2022, and I met my lifestyle mentor. She was my manager at Amgen, and I met some people there. And just like the lifestyle and culture of Amgen just resonated with me so deeply. And so when I got into the fellowship and I saw like it was just not just that single department I worked in the summer, and was like entire Amgen thing to just be nice people and be very collaborative and very welcoming. I was like, this is definitely where I want to land. And so that wasn't like a question for me. It was like once I got in the opportunity to interview and I got the offer, I was like, it wasn't hard to choose between. I was like, this is where I want to go. And yeah, so it was just a culture and the overall feeling and of Amgen and working there. So that what resonated with me most.
Awesome. So the culture, that's really great. Thank you for sharing that. I will concur. I will agree. It is a really great culture. So thanks for sharing. Peter, have you decided? Do you have an answer for us?
Yeah, no, I do have an answer for that. So yeah, Amgen prides itself on serving patients, changing patients' lives, one patient at a time. And I think that really resonates with me because I'm also coming from, I was always interested in the healthcare system, right? But also my love for, data science, mathematics, and computer science just brought a whole unique kind of like joy in the way I went about, seeking opportunities in the biotech industry. And I think the fact that Amgen was, I think, one of the few, if not the only, really that upholds that value of, serving patients and creating therapeutics and all sorts of things that can really help patients really resonated with me. And I thought that was a great place for me to combine all my interests in, healthcare, but also biotech and data science and engineering. And that's what I'm doing right now, right? As a data scientist, I work on resources that help, managers and manufacturers come up with the best processes for manufacturing some of the best therapeutics out there. And so I think that really stood out. And I think that was the primary reason why I joined. But of course, I can mention other reasons. There are many other reasons. The people, right? I think oftentimes they say it's about the people. The people make up the working environment and how you enjoy your time. And I think from the get-go, before I joined Amgen officially, I think just from the fellowships themselves, I could tell that the people were really great. I had more than the ambassador and my mentor reach out. Chris Gavin actually spoke to us, I think, one of the meetings, and he also reached out to me. So yeah, when you reach out to LinkedIn, they respond. So the people were just so nice. And I thought, well, besides me using my skills and getting to a place where I want to be by making a difference, the people were also great. So yeah, those are the reasons.
That warms my heart to hear. And truly it takes a village. I think that is like, a great way to end this conversation. It wasn't just the fellowship program that really carried you through to your opportunity here at Amgen. It was a joint effort in all of the support that we have from our leaders, you know, and engaging with this program and engaging with HBCU 20x20 and really actualizing these opportunities for the both of you and for future fellows. We're just so excited to bring our village to this program and to really actualize those opportunities and to have you on the screen one day sharing about your experience and your new role here at Amgen. So Amanda, I'll let you conclude, but I just want to say again, I appreciate the both of you so much, and you've already heard me scream to the top of how excited I am for you. But you know, thank you so much for trusting us with this program and for joining us today. And I really hope that you consider Amgen as a future employer, for all those that are watching.
Absolutely, Carissa. I think you did a great job of closing. I will agree 100%. I think that, you know, Peter and Nsikakabasi shared their experience, and I know we can look forward to bringing on more alum, and especially more that join after completing the fellowship program. So we are more than excited to welcome everyone watching. We hope that, you know, this encourages you to apply to join us for the fellowship program or for any other internship or full-time opportunities that we have here within Amgen. So with that, you know, we look forward to seeing your application and having you join us in a future fellowship program.
Y'all, that was amazing. I'm gonna stop. Oh,